Hi everybody, this is Andrea from AndreaWhole30.com, and I wanted to check in with you guys at the halfway point of my Whole30 journey. I am on day 17, so a little more than halfway through Whole30. So I wanted to check in with you guys and give you guys a little bit of update and talk about how it's going and share some thoughts with you guys. So let's get into it. First of all, I want to say that Whole30 has been easier than I thought that it would be. I really expected, going into this, I expected to be hungry. Even though I had planned out my meals, I kind of thought to myself, will it be enough? Am I going to be hungry? I was expecting that I would be hungry. And what I've learned in the last few weeks is that one, Whole30 just really teaches you a different way to eat, and so that different way requires a lot more thinking and preparing, only for the fact that you have not been eating that way. So it takes a little bit more mental preparation and practical preparation to start training your mind about the other food choices to make. There's a little noise in the background because Zane just spilled a whole bowl of granola because he is not on Whole30. So he was enjoying some granola this morning, and now it's all over the floor. So anyways, I wanted to say that first and foremost, that I thought I was going to be hungry, but I've been most surprised that I have not been hungry on Whole30. Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, there he is. So that's been a good surprise that I have not been hungry during this time. I will say the most valuable thing that I can tell you that is to pick up the book. It starts with food. This book, I read it before I started Whole30, but I've also used it as a great reference because in the back of the book it has a great meal map, great meal suggestions, recipes, and I've used it a lot the last few weeks to make my meals and prep my meals and figure out what to eat and how to build my grocery list. So it's super helpful. Their website is also super helpful. So those have been really good things to utilize the book and the website. A lot of the information or the grocery lists and the meal map you can get on their website, but the book is really awesome just because I told you guys this before. It really explains and breaks down the why behind why you're doing what you're doing, and it's a great reminder just as you're going through the process. I felt, for me anyways, it's been good to reference some of these things and go back to them, because here's what I'll say I've noticed in the last 17 days. Before I did Whole30, I was waking up with like these tension headaches, and I've always suffered from migraines since I was a teenager. But the last 6 months, I've been waking up with these tension headaches, and I really felt like that was due to lack of sleep. I thought it was due to the fact that my kids wake up screaming, get me out of my crib, and it was just not a good way to wake up, the combination of feeling tired and then feeling like you're waking up to a screaming child. But what I've realized over the last 16 days is that I don't feel like my headaches were contributed to those factors. I feel like they were contributed to the foods that I was eating, because the last few weeks that I've been on Whole30, I have not woken up once with a tension headache like that, except for one day, and that was a day when I ate something that I shouldn't have eaten, and I didn't read the label. It was an organic breakfast bar, and I should have read the label, and I learned my lesson, because even though it was organic and grain-free and dairy-free and soy-free, it had added organic cane sugar in it. And when you're on Whole30, you're not supposed to have any sugar additives, in it, whether it's organic or not. And so that one day that I had that breakfast bar or supplement bar, the next day I woke up with that kind of tension, headache feeling. And that one kind of not reading the labels slip up that I had really lasted me for a couple days to get my body reset. So that was kind of a bummer, and it really taught me a lesson that even it might be organic and you really need to read the labels because there's tons of additives in food anyways. So it really is helpful to read the labels and whether it's organic sugar or not, or agave nectar or any of those like more natural sweeteners. Doing Whole30, you're not supposed to have those. And so it was a big eye opener and a lesson learned in the whole reading the label department. So, but other than that, I have been so surprised that I am sleeping better. I usually am a night owl, and I'm busy, got stuff going on. I'm a mom, and sometimes I hit that afternoon like energy slump where you just feel tired. Maybe you want to take a nap, but you can't because you've got things to do and a nap is not happening. So maybe you run for the caffeine. And, I was definitely one of those people who had caffeine later in the afternoon, like 3-4 o'clock, and felt like I was immune to caffeine, which is sort of so silly to think, but feeling like it had no effect on me because, but then not realizing that I was staying up late to do things and just all these factors. So since I've been on Whole30, I have stopped drinking caffeine I have 1 cup of coffee, whereas before I was kind of just having caffeine throughout my day in the form of coffee, whether hot or ice or some sort of coffee drink, usually 2 or 3 cups in the morning and then 1 in the afternoon. So I've stopped doing that, and I've noticed that I have more energy. I'm sleeping better. I'm going to bed a little bit early, and I'm not having all this caffeine at night. And I just have more energy in the mornings when I wake up. I have more energy. I feel like throughout the day, I'm not hitting that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock slump right before my husband gets home and I'm in that dinner mode. I'm not doing that. I feel much more of an even energy level since being on Whole30. So there's definitely been some great positives to being on Whole30. Usually at night when I do go to bed, I'm a restless person. It takes me a long time to fall asleep at night, and that's always been the case for a long time. I feel like I'm not one of those people who like hits the pillow and just instantly falls asleep. But I've noticed that on Whole30 that I'm not as restless as I once was. I'm falling asleep faster and feeling more refreshed when I wake up. So those have been great positive changes. And surprisingly, I've had great willpower. I've been baking with my kids and doing all the stuff that we normally do. My family is not doing Whole30 with us, with me. My children and my husband, they are eating the Whole30 dinners that I'm preparing just because I'm not preparing more than 1 meal. So they're doing Whole30 in that respect. But as far as anything else, they're still having cereal and regular milk and all of those things. So it's not a situation where I cleared out my pantry and, we're all eating this way. It would be awesome if that was the case, but it's not the case. But throughout this journey, it has taught me a lot about what I am putting into my body, and then made me think about what my kids are eating and even my husband. And we're probably going to be making some major changes in the food department just in our own house, just because of the things that I'm learning. So those have been good things, and I hope that they will turn into positive, healthy changes for my family. So that kind of wraps up what I want to tell you guys, and I just wanted to check in. So probably the next time I do a video will be at the end of the Whole30 journey, and we'll see where I'm at. Right now at the halfway point, I'm kind of thinking that before I was doing Whole30, we were doing a paleo lifestyle about 80% of the time, 80-20 I would say. And so I'm thinking that I will probably continue Whole30 just as a lifestyle change because I really like the benefits. So I did want to mention one more thing. I know a lot of Whole30 blogs and videos suggest that you weigh and measure yourself before you start Whole30. And I wanted to say that I did weigh myself before I started Whole30, but I didn't do measurements and I didn't do any of that other stuff, only because I'm not looking at Whole30 to be some sort of weight loss program for myself. I'm not looking at it to have that. If there's a benefit to weight loss, that's just an added bonus to, I think, what I'm learning about my own health and my own body and how my body reacts to foods and certain components in food. So we'll see. I haven't weighed myself since starting, so I might do that at the end and see where I'm at. But I just wanted to mention that this is not really about weight loss for me, and it's not a part of my weight loss journey as you guys have heard about before. This is not part of that. This is just a new approach to looking at food. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll check in with you guys at the end of 30 days. Bye.